My name is Paige, for those of you who are new, and I am here to discuss the energies that we are working with through this weekend, especially. But we will be working with a lot of water, a lot of emotion, um, off and on, but pretty intensely for the rest of this year. And I wanted to just have some discussions, talk about maybe some of our personal experiences or what we have been finding within ourselves, because beautiful Scorpio energy is all about getting to the bottom of things, um, seeing what has been hidden. This mostly within self, but you can't hide anything in this energy, even from yourself. Hi, Jess. Hello. So glad to see you. Hi, Amy. Hello. Yay. Hi, Tori. How are you guys doing? Hi, Dustin. Wow, we're all here. Hi, Steph. Yeah, so I'm realizing that if you don't have a lot of water placements in your natal birth chart. Hi, Martin. Hello. Yay, you made it. So glad to see you. I've been thinking a lot about you lately. I have your little statue on my I don't know what you would call it. It's the in between my dining room and kitchen, and I see it often and I think of you. So I hope that you're doing well. Hi, everybody. So much that we can really heal and grow and learn from in this energy. But there's certain things we want to be mindful of. And I had a little bout of that this morning, actually, emotional. And so if you have things that come up from the surface, it's the tribe. We're here. That's right. Amy, doing okay. As soon as Sun moved into Scorpio, I felt it. Yeah. So I'm discovering that, and this is just a very small few that I know their charts and understand their journey. I'm happy you're here too, Tori. If you don't have a lot of water placements, I mean, we all have water and we all have all 12 zodiac archetypes, but if you don't have any natal water placements or not much, you may be feeling overwhelmed with emotion in this energy. But we're all getting hit, or it's all coming up. You can't hide anything. And that's even within like the mystical realms. You can't hide your feelings. You can't hide your thoughts. You can't hide anything. And yes, happy birthday to the Scorpios. Yes. And you don't want to hide. We don't want to have secrets. We don't want to hide anything. This is all about authenticity and being real and raw and primal. And it's reclaiming parts of ourselves that we've exiled or that have been exiled from social conditioning, family conditioning, societal norms and whatnot. So it's Willow Pillow, hello. So, yeah, the black moon, Lilith, it always kind of hits me. It catches me off guard. And this morning, I definitely, deep breathing is helping a lot. Good, Amy. It caught me this morning, and I'm finding myself retracing steps, literally like physically retracing steps that I did many years ago where I was in deep fear and denial and didn't know, I guess it would have been ego or the part of me that kept pushing me like, it's going to be okay. You're going to be okay. Even though like logical, rational minds, like, I don't know, I don't think we're going to be okay kind of thing. I came back around this morning and literally had to like drive to certain places and had memories of where I had been and where I am now. And so it's just a tinge of emotion, of like maybe a little bit of a panic attack, but I realize that's not even the case now. That's I've survived 7 years since then, and things have actually always turned out to be the way that the way they were meant to be. But there was never anything really necessarily to fear except fear itself. So we have the mind, Mercury, and also our communication and listening in Scorpio, um, and Mars in Scorpio with the Black Moon Lilith. So they're all around 24, 25 degrees of Scorpio throughout this weekend into Monday. So this is a really good time to get in touch with that raw, primal aspects of ourselves that maybe we had exiled. Um, we gain our power back by confronting our shadows. We gain our power back by no longer denying the hidden or blind spots, aspects of ourselves that arise when we really work through. And this is intense energy. So, but the intensity has a lot of power. It's also reclaiming. I just feel this reclaiming. Is anyone else having a lots of deja vu, says Amy? This morning kind of felt like deja vu, but it wasn't the same thing. Willow says yes. So when we start to really look at, and a lot of past wounds still coming up, it's going to constantly, even if you're healed, there's certain wounds that are never going to fully heal. And that's where we need to lean on acceptance. Whatever happened, happened. I don't want to carry this wound with me in such an intensity that it holds me back. I'll give you another example. This is so interesting because I had 2 different invites this weekend on the same day, and I'm actually not able to go anyway. But one was for this, it's called ecstatic dancing, which I really want to try, and it sounds extremely powerful and amazing. And the other was to go see a friend's husband's band and also dancing. And I thought about it. I thought, can I make this work? Because I'm doing reading sessions all day. And there was a part of me that was just like, no, I'm not feeling, I'm almost like, I'm not feeling like being engulfed with people right now. And I have to sit with those aspects of myself all the time and make sure that I'm not exiling a part of myself that really does want to go. So when you're on the fence about something, instead of just shooting from the hip and making a decision based off of vulnerable, we're facing our vulnerabilities and our sensitivities too with all the water. We've got Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer very heavily. And there's a grand water trine that we'll be working with for the rest of this year as well. Dustin, constantly being refined. It does feel like that, doesn't it? It really does. Purified, cleansed, refined, polished in a way. Sort of like rock tumbling. I feel like we're in the rock tumbler right now. But this energy is pointing to past wounds that are related to our sexuality, things that are taboo or considered taboo, where we have been controlled, where we have been manipulated, where we've had others try to hold power over us. And so that energy is rising back up, but there's another force. So that's emotional, watery energy. There's another force of energy that's we can really reclaim. No, I'm taking my power back from that. Removing the illusions, removing the rose-colored glasses even. This energy does demand raw authenticity and honesty, especially within our intimate relationships. Yes, rocks rocked and tumbled and hung out to dry. right, Amy. um, so going back to the exiled parts, if anybody knows parts work, if anybody is familiar with the no bad parts or the internal family systems, the exiled parts of us are coming alive, or the energy is bringing them to the forefront so that we can come to terms with, those parts of ourselves. Like I said, the part that doesn't want to go, I'm not going to force that part of me to go, but I want to sit with it and bring it into the present moment and really understand. I understand this is a sensitive time. I understand you may be feeling vulnerable. This might be a healthy way to work through that and see what that part of you says, It's exposing those parts to ourselves, our shadow, our blind spots, our exiled parts that are connected to the power and control, the manipulation, intimacy issues. Like I said, reclaiming our personal power, our autonomy, our freedom from all of that, from the past. And hello. Challenges we're probably going to face off and on, and they could just be mini, but sometimes they're big, huge challenges. Fear of intimacy is a big one, I'm finding, for a lot of people, and vulnerability. Fear of exposing our vulnerable parts. Fear of intimacy, meaning into me I see. If I strip down all of my guards and I don't have, and I let you see all of me, there's a fear that makes us very vulnerable. Yet that is what we need to do in order to have intimacy, intimate connection with others. And this is not just sexual. This can be with friendships, with family, with people. I want people to see all the way into me. And so there's a lot of interesting things here coming up. Challenges also, aside from the fear of intimacy, fear of being vulnerable, could be, the pain body kind of takes over in this energy for a lot of people who have not worked through their stuff. And manipulation and power struggles between people can really rev up in this energy. Also, obsessive tendencies, paranoia. So keep an eye out for that. This is just with the black moon. I don't feel that this grand water trine is going to be really pulling all of this out, but this is a beautiful way for us to reclaim our autonomy and our power, our true power, which does not lie in the shadow of Scorpio, manipulation or secrets, the hidden realms, the underworld. It's intense. It's death and rebirth. I don't know what this sticker is. Eric, $2. Thank you. If you sent me $2, it says drain my bank account, please. I've never seen anything like that before, but thank you. If I don't know. Okay. Thank you to the moderators out there. By the way, we're gonna get into some cards and really dive into the messages. I do know that in the water realms, meaning the emotional realms of our psyche and ourselves, wherever you have between 24 to 26 degrees, 24, 25, maybe 26 degrees of Scorpio, Cancer, and Pisces. If you know your chart, or you can get a free chart if you go to the internet. I think you can go to astro.com. There's a couple other sites that just do a free chart. Find the houses that those signs reside in. These are the areas of life that you'll be greatly affected through this emotional grand water trine. But emotional meaning, I mean, it's not a bad thing. Our power resides in our emotional body and our psyche and our psychic senses. So how are you guys feeling, by the way? Cancer moon, says Willow. Excuse me. I know my Scorpio sun, Scorpio is in my second house. So you want to talk about money issues or fear of not having enough money. And I come from a family that has always struggled, the starving artist syndrome, right? I'm really working and I'm working through that pretty heavily, understanding that. So between the second house, the sixth house, and the 10th house for me, my career, the service that I give, and it's stripping away the ego part of me that just wants to push. Martin, unmotivated. Yeah. Oh my gosh. I had felt unmotivated for, it seems like a few months. And I feel like I still go in and out of that, but I'm starting to come out of it. But extreme, I'd hear, we're only talking about the planets right now. There's so much energy with the sun and the comets and Three-Eye Atlas, and a lot more that we don't know about. And I do want to tap into some of that as well. I know that it's all interconnected. It is all working together in a beautiful dance, in a beautiful way. Yet we can't discount the fact that the intensity of the frequencies are coming in hot and heavy. And so I know for me, I feel a lot more tired, exhausted. I need more sleep. I need to drink a lot of water. I drink a lot of water anyway. I need to drink a lot of water. There's certain aches and pains that'll arise. Some people would call them ascension symptoms. It really is that our bodies, it takes a little while for our bodies to catch up to the new frequencies. So I get aches and pains in my joints and my jaw. I've been having a lot of pain in my jaw. Let me see what you guys are saying here. Willow, I feel good, but I am observing the obsession stuff coming up and choosing not to go into that. Good. Need more water. Yeah. Amy, sun in Cancer, 26 degrees in the 6th house. I'm struggling with the 6th house. I have been. My Pisces, so all of the Saturn and Neptune energy is in the 6th house. I'm coming out of the struggle. I've really been reading a lot of what Jeffrey Wolf Green says about these houses for me personally. So I'm getting a better understanding as to what is reverberating back and forth within my psyche. Willa says, I have a headache right now. I don't normally have those. Yeah, headaches are very common. Oh, that's a good. Dustin says, put sea salt in your water. Most likely that'll help with the headaches. Thank you, Dustin. I know magnesium. I have to up my magnesium a lot because really even if you eat raw and healthy, we need more of these minerals. I don't drink, I drink my water right from my well. I don't drink bottled water. That's like dead water. It has no minerals in it at all. Certain things like that. I've had a really good look at the medical system recently as I had a family member in the hospital, so I spent some time in there. Again, there's always a reason for things, and just to get a check on how things are operating right now is important for some reason. I do have a question. Willow, are you the Willow that that lives in Floyd by chance? Just curious. And if not, that's fine. There is a willow in Floyd, Virginia, where my mom lives. Nope. Okay. All right. I don't understand. I don't know if you guys can see it on your end, but these sticker things keep popping up on the chat on my end. Oh, you're from Canada. Okay, well, welcome. Yeah, let's all get to know each other. If everybody wants to kind of chime in, say where you're from, introduce yourself. This is a beautiful community. We've been with each other for quite some time now. I lost track, but it's been years, and we just tap into the energy. We talk about what we're experiencing and connect on a really raw, real, authentic manner. Tammy is from Oregon. Welcome, Tammy. All right. Let's see what the first message. Let's see. Okay. Jess and Amy are married and they live in Central Florida. Dustin is from Corona, California. We have Part of Fortune. We are reading from Martin, the Black Moon astrology cards that Martin had gifted to me in honor of the Black Moon. Beautiful cards, beautiful deck here. Something just fell out. We have the Part of Fortune. It says increase. And I have been picking up, we talked about this, I think, in the last live, that there was this strange undertone of anticipation. We all can feel the change. We can all sense the change. Tori is from Washington. Hello, thank you, Tori. Martin is from Cape Town, South Africa, somewhere I always have wanted to visit. And since I was a child, and I don't even really know why, I know it's definitely a place that I need to visit in this lifetime before I leave my body. And I do have a connection. I have a friend who is a pilot, and we talked about visiting Cape Town a couple years ago when we were in Arizona. So I feel like whenever you have those discussions and you're sort of co-creating in your imagination, that sort of starts to open up the possibilities for it to actually happen. We have Pluto transformation. I'll show you the cards. One more. All right. But yeah, back to like feeling this feeling of anticipation. Now we know we are collectively going through a transformation, a death and a rebirth. Dark night of the soul for many. And many others are, mini dark nights of the soul. And we're just swirling back around old stuff. Okay, we got two. And at the bottom of the deck, who do we have? We have Black Moon Lilith. Mystery, it says. And it really is. It's the parts of ourselves that have been so hidden that it's a mystery to ourselves, right? Oh, I have this beautiful feeling in my heart right now. Also, the high heart, which is a little bit higher than the heart, felt usually in between the shoulder blades in the back. That's getting a big activation right now. I feel like with these comets or 3i Atlas or something, because I'm not the only one feeling that. I had a friend, I don't know if she's on here or not, reach out to me this morning telling me that she was having that sensation. And anyway, the physical sensations that we get off and on with the fluctuations of energy can be a little uncomfortable. Definitely, if get yourself checked out if you feel that, but if you feel the need to, but try not to get too worked up or paranoid over that. Again, Black Moon Lilith. Dustin says, wow, this is beautiful. I appreciate you all spreading the love all across this realm. Yes, I do too. Thank you all for being here. So let's get into it. Woo! Starting off, overall energy is the Black Moon Lilith mystery. Now, I'm not well versed with these cards yet. I'm picking up messages already, but the first thing I want to do is I want to look in the book to see what it says about Black Moon Lilith and mystery, because it's just excitement. This is Martin. In revenge and in love, woman is more barbaric than man is. That is Friedrich Nietzsche. It's just a quote at the top of the book, at the top of the page there, but that's an interesting quote to have here. It is time to be careful. Think of what might manifest over anger, bitterness, or revenge. What have you worked so hard for? What you have worked so hard for may collapse. Astrologically, Black Moon Lilith represents soul expansion and cosmological awareness, the force in aloneness, and the path of the individual. Black Moon Lilith is a dark goddess. She is a ghost to the moon. As a shift in power and consciousness, she symbolizes destruction before creation. The name Lilith means screech owl or night hag. And I actually have been hearing some screech owls off and on lately. Lilith is the ancient goddess of mystery and transformation. Stories of Lilith appeared around 5,000 years ago in the area of Sumeria, where she was said to have been handmaiden to Inanna, the queen of heaven. However, most of us recognize Lilith from the Hebrew myth as the first wife of Adam. Lilith also appears in folklore in medieval Judaism as the rebellious first wife who refused to submit to Adam and enraged fled to the Red Sea, an area of mystery and danger. There, Lilith procreated with other spirits, giving birth to demons. Later, Lilith became a succubus, appearing to men at night, sapping their strength and causing wet dreams and impotency. Interesting, I never heard that. Throughout the ages, Lilith was demonized. She was the first spiritual upstart, but in recent years, her status has changed. Lilith, a feminine force of command and strength, she represents the powers we hold in secret. When this card turns up during a reading, something lurks. Lilith appears as a dark part of the astrological chart. She is our shadow side, the dark face of the moon where mysteries and unexplained occurrences lie in wait. This card indicates a call to wildness, even subversion. Lilith is the evocation of what may or may not be there. She can manifest as madness or self-realization. And I want to stop there for a minute because I do feel that on the flip side, there could be some people that are really losing their shit right now because of all of the emotional energy. Those who suppress too much, deny their shadow, wear a mask. This energy rips that mask right off of you. And there's that vulnerability, right? And what happens when somebody is unhealed and they feel vulnerable? Their dark side comes out. their pain body comes out. So there could be, just to be mindful and have compassion for those who may lash out in defense of their fear of being seen and their vulnerabilities. The hallmark, wait. She can manifest as madness or self-realization. Lilith represents a refusal to submit. So it is not a good time to give in, even when the path seems a rough one. There may be a tendency to isolate and focus on feelings of revenge. The hallmark of Black Moon Lilith energy is muteness and aloneness. Lilith is a subdued power and complicated magnetism. Lilith remains awake while the rest of the world is asleep. She is the dark thoughts that enter our consciousness just before we fall asleep. And that definitely is very common, especially lately. Almost like the restless, the intrusive thoughts, the invasive thoughts come in. And when the veil is very thin at this time. Black Moon Lilith suggests female rebellion. She can represent an angry mother, an enemy, or an embittered woman, or even a stalker or a scorned woman. You have a feeling you are waiting for something to happen, but you don't have the entire information, so the facts are hidden or mysterious. Something stalks, you feel it, but Lilith is sharp. She knows, she senses, she processes what is there. Because Lilith feels slighted, she can represent a formidable foe or dangerous enemy. Through Lilith, we discover creativity and the beauty that can exist in the darkness, as long as we keep our own demons in check and under our rule. Black Moon Lilith card in brief. Arousal, the magical elixir of sex, tantric sex, glamour, seduction, the other woman or man, an affair, bitchiness, interesting. The feminine force. Are you guys still there? Okay. An invisible force, complicated circumstances, stalking, the color red and purple, shame, envy, guilt, rejection, feelings of being replaced, feelings of being slighted or overlooked, owls and bats, haunted trees, the cold of night, demands of power, control, outsmarting the opposition, winning, what survives, what stays alive, creativity, the safety of the womb, unplanned births, controversial arts or creative expression, pausing to rest before the next action, the balancing of karma. Corresponds with the Queen of Swords. Interesting. So, overall energy we're talking about here. It's 3:33 California time. My favorite number. Or number sequence, I should say. So it's very interesting because we have then the part of fortune increase, Pluto, transformation, the sun, spirit, and the 6th house, routine. So we could be talking about a lot of different things here. I know I was saying that Pisces is in my 6th house, but Virgo, the south node, is in the natural zodiac 6th house. Our daily, it's more than just your daily routine. The more I dove into that, it is kind of about a programming. Not kind of, it is. It's like breaking out of the conditioned mind, the robotics, going day by the mundane, doing things robotically, and breaking out of that. Breaking out of that. Yes, I do personal readings, and you can send me an email, and I'll send you back the details the pricing and the options. It's Be the Change 333 at Comcast.net. And it is also on my channel, and it's usually linked in the description once the video posts as well. So hopefully that helps you guys. So, whew, I want to get into this. Fortune favors the brave. I was in a conversation last night with a friend, and she was talking about how, people say, I need a safe space. I even say that when I'm in session or when I'm in groups with people. I'm like, I'm creating a safe space. We're creating a safe space. And that is true. But she was asking, why do we need a safe space? Maybe we should be creating a brave space. And I feel that that is sort of our evolution, where we're no longer infants and children, spiritual-wise or soul-wise. We're evolving and maturing, where we can become more brave, not only facing our fears, facing our shadow, facing our demons, but being brave enough to be authentic, being brave enough to be vulnerable. So the part of Fortune really speaks about the gifts that we receive in life, and it is exactly as it sounds, fortune. Things how, I see it as Jupiter energy a lot of times, but it is that 10 of Pentacles energy of being lucky or receiving some kind of gift or abundance or something. Wow, my phone is really blowing up right now. Hello, struggling reborn Christian. Welcome. Welcome, 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 everybody. Welcome all of you who are new as well. Please don't forget, if you're interested in what is going on here, don't forget to click the like button. It really helps the algorithm of the channel. It helps this channel. It was growing and then stayed stagnant, and it's starting to grow a little bit more, but I think that's really the ebb and flow of me between the 6th and 10th house right now. So I'm good, but any little help you guys can do out there, I appreciate you so much. And so we start with the part of Fortune. And I feel that many of us are receiving or will be receiving some gifts. These could be psychic gifts. These could be resources that we are in need of, resources that will help us along. And resources can even come in the form of friends, people. I know a guy, I know a person, and so forth and so on. It has a chain reaction. And we have Pluto, Lord of the underworld, ruler of Scorpio, transformation, death, and rebirth. I want to see what card this correlates with, but I'm picking up the Death card. 11. Let's see if I was right. It is the number 11, interestingly enough. Oh no, 6 of Swords. Endings and beginnings. Oh, thank you guys. Thank you for keeping it clean. I could feel some stuff going on in the chat. And I was trying not to look, but every so often I would look up. And so thank you, thank you, thank you. All right. Yeah, so we've got a lot of interesting energies out there, right? That are trying to push some buttons, trying to test us. And that's okay. If we react instead of respond, we get to see our shadow or our hidden spots or our wounds, right? But if we respond, seeing that, somebody's just trying to dominate or have power or control, just all the Black Moon Lilith stuff and Scorpio stuff I was talking about. So it's really interesting. Regeneration. We are regenerating. Rebirth. And, in order to get to that clean, purified, polished state of being, we have to go through the mud and the muck and the dirt and the shadow and the dark and the ugly within ourselves, which also can reflect outside of ourselves. This is an intense time. This is intense energy for sure. And we're going to see the duality of it. We're going to see the duality of people coming through, and those who are losing control, or those who feel that their grip on what they thought they were controlling is slipping away, is dissolving, are really going to boost up. Their tactics are going to get stronger. Don't let it take you down. Don't let it fool you. This is stay in your lane. This is an important time for us to really not get pulled into other people's energy, including you may have an opinion, a strong opinion, and you think that you're right, and you most likely are. Don't engage right now. There's no winning in any kind of argument or any kind of conflict when you engage with other people's energy. That is, you can feel it. You can even feel it. It doesn't even matter what words come out. You can just feel that energy. And it's, well, that's so interesting. I think that, David, you said that the last time you were on the live here. Okay, so I'm gonna keep reading the cards here. Then we have Spirit, the Sun. Again, getting in touch with our primordial, raw, ancient, authentic power that is linked to spirit, our soul, the sun, our vital life force energy, our chi, our prana, the energy that has the blood flowing through our veins, the energy that keeps our heart beating, the energy that keeps everything in motion. Source, the source. Without the sun, nothing would survive. This is where our focus must be. It's an AI bot. That's so interesting. Huh. Getting off of this for a minute and getting into AI, that's changing so fast. It makes my head spin. Literally, I was getting very frustrated today because I do a lot of work in this program called Canva, and every time it updates, things aren't working the way that they used to, and AI just wants to come in and create for you. And I'm like, no, I want to make this. I have a vision. I want to make this myself. And it's not letting me do it the way I used to do it. And I'm not giving in. Oh, so I do see somebody, you gave me $2. Thank you for the $2. I'm sorry I didn't recognize that before. I truly appreciate you. I'm so new to the stickers and things that come through the chat right now. So thank you all. Thank you. I don't even remember who it was that sent that to me, but I do want to acknowledge you and give you my gratitude for that. So I think it's gone now. I want to tap into this. This entire thing is telling me that we really want to stay on our spiritual path right now, including in our day-to-day, in our routine, in our mundane operations. Notice when you get pulled into old patterns. Notice when you are acting robotically. And that actually may be draining your energy. This is where our true energy comes from. Not caffeine, not stimulants, not anything. We could actually go a couple days without sleep and have pure energy if we were in our true authentic energy. But pay attention to what drains you, what pulls you back into robotic ways of being. Programming, our programmed mind. And again, I saw myself, we tend to be repetitious with certain things. And of course, yes, we have things. I had to get laundry done and things like that today. But really being mindful of how I allow my energy to flow. I said something to my son this morning because he started going to the gym early in the morning again. And he was like, I feel so good. I'm like, that's great. I personally have stopped forcing myself out of bed early for anything unless I absolutely have to, because I was forced out of bed my entire life since I was a child early in the morning to do stuff that I really didn't want to do. And so I give myself the grace and the time to wake up. I mean, I do have certain days of the week where I have to be somewhere at a certain time in the morning, but it's not, I cap it not before 10 a.m. And I have the power to do that because I'm creating the life that I'm living here. That's an example of how can you change little things in your day-to-day so that you are in touch with your true energy and not falling back into old patterns, falling into the routine of what's been ingrained in us, trained to us of how to be, how to act. If you don't do it the way everybody else is doing it, you're not going to survive. That's just not true. It's just not true. So I think those were some really good messages here. Let's get into some tarot. Okay. They want me to pull a Starseed Oracle first. Okay. I don't know, guys. We might have... thank you, Eric, if it was Eric. How to stop being able to feel other people's emotion and it's affecting me. That's so interesting because... whoo, right now, that is strong. And we're always going to be empaths where we are feeling other people's emotions. That's just that is how it is. However, we don't need to, when we can recognize this isn't mine and this is not my lane, I need to stay in my lane. If I merge over and get into their lane, now I'm really merged in their energy. Keep reminding yourself, get back into my energy field, get back into my lane. And be really mindful. You can do tapping, get yourself out into nature, connect back to your natural frequency. There's many modalities to get back into the body, get back into your energy field. Because I'll tell you, I've been having a lot of that lately too, because a lot of people are going through their own struggles and challenges and emotions that I'm related to, I'm connected to, and I love them. However, it's taken me a long time to recognize when I'm not in my own energy, when I'm totally pulled into somebody else's energy. And it's just a matter of training yourself, get back into my energy. So look into EFT tapping. If if that doesn't work, not everything works out for everybody. But Tori says she's been tapping a lot lately. Yeah, it's like, get back into the body, because that's those emotions, that energy is pulling you out of your field. And it can be pretty intense. It can be really intense. Yeah. Balance, says Willow. Stay in your center. It's been so important that I don't meet people in their suffering. I can witness others and stay in my center. I have to remind myself this. Yeah, and that's the thing. We have to just keep coming back. Keep coming back. Remind ourselves. It's going to happen. Pull yourself back into your energy. Pull yourself back. Dustin says, visualizing yourself in an egg or a pyramid with the external walls being made of mirrors, sending the energy back away from reaching you can be helpful. Martin says, I'm in tortoise energy. It's overwhelming at times. I know. And we're all in that same boat with you. So there's a lot of people here that have different ways. And you just keep trying different things that work for you. And, depending on what other energetics are going on, I just really require a lot of space for myself. And sometimes I don't always have that. Sometimes I am surrounded by other people. And I work with people one-on-one with their struggles and stuff, but I wouldn't be able to do what I do if I got pulled into their energy. So I make it a habit to make a very neutral field and help them into my energy field, or the common, it's like when Reiki practitioners, it's like bringing in the supportive energy field so that it can help somebody get out of their suffering, even if it's for a few minutes, and into a neutral zone. You have the power. We have that power. We can't give that power to other people, and their emotional energy. Emotion is energy, and it's strong. It's strong right now with the water, with all of the water. And I feel that this grand water trine that we'll be going through with Saturn. I'd like to throw Neptune in that mix too, but Neptune's kind of hanging around 29 degrees of Pisces. Saturn, Jupiter in Cancer, and all the Scorpio energy. Trines are harmonious. They're supportive. So I feel that we're going to have a lot of support. We're going through this weekend with the Scorpio, Black Moon, Lilith, getting into the depths of ourselves, and other people are too, whether they're conscious of it or not, getting deep, uncovering things that have been hidden, wounds, fears, insecurities, doubts, deep hidden stuff. So focus on that. What's coming up for me to see that I can release, transmute, heal. Really important stuff. Oops. I don't know what I just did. And the overwhelming won't last either. Yeah. And the struggles don't last either. They don't. Flow, focus. I like that, Willow. All right, Spirit, what is the message for us all? What else do we have? What do you want to tell us? Advice. And constantly reconnect. Connect to your guides. Connect to nature. Connect to spirit. Ask for signs. Ask for support. Ask for help in getting back into our center, into our lane, into our energy field. Each time we get pulled out, witness yourself, witness the pain body, witness the exiled parts, witness the inner child wounds, anything that is arising at this time. It is actually, even though it might not feel comfortable, it is actually extremely helpful in doing shadow work and that cleansing and purifying of our energy field. Because don't forget, like attracts like, and it's always that undercurrent of energy that we don't want to look at, right? The shadow. I don't want to look at that. That's in other people. That's not in me. No, that's not true. We all have shadow and hidden parts of ourselves. Tori says, this space helps me understand me a little bit better. Thank you for that. Oh, thank you, Tori. You're welcome. That's why we're here together. Because we can, I mean, I am a human just like all of you, and I get pulled out of my zone from time to time, and it's uncomfortable. But I also know through experience that it's temporary, and there's something in it that it's meant to show me. So let me focus on what is this? What is this trying to tell me? It's uncomfortable. I don't want to carry this with me. What is this? What is this fear? What is this insecurity? What is this anger? What is this sadness? What is it linked to? And keep asking, journal, write it down. The more we get it out, whether we're talking about it or writing it down, the less it's looping around in the mind and in the energy field. That's part of the purging. Okay, so here's some advice for us, and I feel that that's where these messages are leaning towards. We have Earth pulsing, and it says, pulse of the mother, slow down, take time in nature. Steph, sometimes I feel even though I ask, they do not hear me. How do I do better at recognizing the signs? Well, it depends on, so there's a couple reasons for that. One, it could be when we're in an energy of desperation or anger, or we're not vibrating at a resonance or a level where we can even hear or connect. They always hear us. But when we're like, give me a sign, or like, we get frustrated, we get angry, we get scared. We're not going to pick up what they're putting down right away. It will come. Sometimes it will come in the dream. So it's a matter of really slowing down, getting into our natural frequency, getting to a calm space of really asking for some kind of guidance, sign, or support. It will arise. You have to be patient. It's not, sometimes it's fast, sometimes it's a couple days, sometimes it's a couple weeks, depending on the lesson that you're in. Remember, we're in Earth School. So that was the second part, is when the student is testing, the teacher has to step out, or the guidance has to step to the side. Meaning if you are in a phase of being tested, which a lot of times that's when we're like, what's going on? I need a sign, I need this. When we're in a phase of being tested, whether it's on our intuition, on our connection, on our journey, it's not that they're not there, but we receive our own answers from ourselves once we make it through that testing phase or final exams or whatever you want to call it. And that's actually more liberating and fulfilling when you finally receive the answers you're looking for from yourself or from within, that aha moment. So it could be either or, a little mixture of both. Definitely been tested recently. Yeah, that's most likely it. So it's just a matter of really getting back into that brainwave state that's more of a meditative brainwave state, and being really patient and not expecting that answer to come right away. And work with some divination tools, maybe some oracle cards or something, a pendulum where you can ask, you can ask yes or no questions when you're in a calmer state, and You know, the pendulum is really helpful if you trust it. And again, you have to trust the answers you receive. It took me a long time. I would receive answers and I'm like, tell me again. Sometimes we get tested on that too. How many times can I get the same answer? Is that true? You know, so we sabotage ourselves a lot on that journey, in that journey. Stillness. That's right, Martin. Getting to a place of stillness. Connect with Mother Nature. Slow down. Get into stillness. It's very important that we do set aside some time for ourselves to connect. And I know for me personally, I'm a sky watcher. If I'm out of body, I'm feeling some kind of way, and I need to like have a quick get me back into stillness or my body. Even if I'm indoors, if I look outside, if I look to the clouds, suddenly something snaps in and it's like a course correction. But that's with like daily practice. It happens really fast the more you work with it. And trust. Trust we are not alone at all. Quite the opposite, actually. There are times where I'm like, can I have some privacy, please? All right. What else do you have for us, please? The Tower. Ooh, yeah. Four of Swords in reverse. This might be answering some people's questions I'm hearing. Princess of Cups in reverse. The Chariot below that. Yeah, so we're in this process of breaking out, breaking free, breaking ground, I'm hearing. Breaking out of some old energies, old patterns, old wounds, old beliefs. And some of us need that shock. We need to have that shock factor, something really rock our world. The tower come crumbling down. And at first, it does kind of leave us rattled, where we're not really taking that downtime to contemplate and sit with mentally what's going on. Break point, yeah. But there's an aftershock at first. So we're human, right? We're human, and we go through many breakdowns to break through. And that happens over and over again. It gets so much easier though once you realize, like, anytime there's a tower moment in my life nowadays, I still feel the reverberate, like, wow, I didn't see that one coming kind of thing. But clarity arrives so much faster. And since energy is moving and flowing rapid transformational energy from all angles, all directions, this is helpful. We are so much more than we understand. We have so much power in us. You have to understand why these forces, this small group of energies, entities, have taken it amongst themselves to manipulate our DNA, manipulate the mind, manipulate everything, and had complete and utter control over humanity for the most part in multiple ways. We're having a breakthrough. Absolutely, Dustin. realizations, revelations. So we have to understand why all of that happened to begin with. Why were there witch hunts back in the day? Why were the Native Americans all treated the way they were? Why the people that were heavily connected to their internal God source code within were, I mean, it's horrible. But the reason is because we are that powerful. We are extremely powerful. We can break through this paradigm. We don't need to be controlled or dominated by anybody or anything. We are the co-creators. And so what this energy is really working to help us is to release any parts of ourselves that still believe that we are small, that we are weak, that we are, yes, we have wounds, but we are healing through them. And the wounds that do not heal, we can come to a source of acceptance and move on. I want to see that sun energy arise. I want to see the power come back. I want to see the light in everybody's eyes light back up. I want to see the light in myself light up every day, every moment. I'm not giving that. But right now in this energy, Scorpio energy is detective. Let me get to the bottom of this. Why do I kind of check out sometimes? Why do I have these patterns? Good. Recognize them, see them, and create that energy alone. Transmutation, you can break the spell, break the code just by recognizing, just by realizing, you know what? This is not who I am. This does not make or break me. Get in the heart. Have empathy and compassion for yourself and for our brothers and sisters out there, because we are all connected. It is all a web. We're all interconnected. And the more of us that can continuously come back to the heart, come back to empathy, come back to compassion, come back to love over and over and over again, we strengthen that bond throughout humanity. So we're going to end this with one last card. Where are we pulling that card from, Spirit? Okay. Okay. I like this deck. So slow down. Anytime you find that your mind is racing, your heart's racing, you are racing, you're going, because the energy's going so fast, and there's an agenda there to that too. AI, how everybody moves so fast, you can notice it in everything. Even the way people eat, people drive, there's caffeine and stimulants. It's just, nobody has the bandwidth to listen to anything more than 3 minutes or read a book. Break out of that. Slow down. Connect to nature. You're here for a reason, and it's not for that. That's crap. That's garbage. We can still live amongst it, but we don't have to become it. Okay. Whew. All right. One last message. And I'm telling you, nature has a way of pulling you back into your natural frequency, which I think is like 528, if I'm not mistaken. 528? Earth's frequency. So for me personally, frequency, tones, sound healing, binaural beats, that's what does it for me. Snaps me back, snaps me out of any kind of hypnosis or spell that I get pulled into. That or looking up into the sky. But I'm very attuned to music anyway. My body feels the vibrations of pitches and sounds and tones. And I mean, I have a lot of musicians in my family, so it makes sense But that was my source, my go-to source in the beginning when I was so overstimulated energetically. I thought I was having a nervous breakdown. Binaural beats saved me, and crystals. Amethyst is a very soothing and calming crystal you can use and work with. I always suggest going to a crystal shop and sort of just feeling. Don't even read about any of it. Feel them first. Feel out the energies. And then maybe research and like, oh, that's exactly what I was feeling. Great big love. Ah, I'm feeling that. Dustin says, Sleepy Tube is a YouTube channel, is amazing for relaxing frequencies. Thank you, Dustin. I'll have to remember that. Great big love, yes. Let's see what it has to say for us all. I can hear my grandson downstairs playing. He's so cute. Love heals all wounds, begins all life. It sustains you when you're starving for grace, when you stumble and fall, and when you lose sight of your purpose and fall prey to the limited perspective of the ego. Now is the time to fall in love and call in the awareness of the great big love that made you, which is ever pulsing through your veins. There's a heightened sense of awareness in the beginning stages of a relationship when nothing else matters but who is in front of you. You see them, you see yourself in them, and you move in sync with the cadence of your hearts. You surrender to the magic you share and engage in harmonious dance that is seamless in its movement, rising and falling with each moment, each breath. Although this card may portend such an intimate connection, you don't have to wait for a partner to experience it. You're being invited now to explore love in all its beauty. Can you love without conditions, without needing things to be perfect? Do you love your life, what you do, and how you contribute to the world? Today, invite love with a capital L into your inquiry. You will be amazed, and your very question may be changed as a result. Love is the strength you need today, the lens you must look through to find the truth and your way. Love is the way, and the only answer. Yes. Hi, Lisa. Yes, I feel that when we fall into the lower density or fall into the fear or it's okay. We do. We spiral up, we spiral down, we spiral up, we spiral down. But we can always remember, come back to the heart. Come back to the heart. Come back. If you have pets, you have children, the innocent, they will always remind us of what unconditional love really is and really means. And we have that in our hearts too. Thank you, Tori. I invite love into my life today and all days. This is the frequency we want to continue to emanate and use for ourselves. Self-love. So important. Self-love. Paula, collective trying to open that heart chakra again and helping others to open theirs. What's good stones for heart chakra? I would say rose quartz. Rose quartz, very good for the heart chakra. Amethyst as well. But I definitely feel that a good piece of rose quartz, that is the stone of love. And it's so funny because my grandson and I have this thing. He started asking me, I don't know, a couple of weeks ago, what's your favorite color? And at the time I just said pink. He's like, mine too. So every day we ask, what's your favorite color? I said, Still pink. He said, mine too. Um, and that's why, because pink reminds me of the heart chakra, even though I know that's tied to green. It reminds me of the rose quartz and the great big love. So, yeah, that's what I have this time around. Hang in there through the waves of emotion and use this energy wisely. Use it to get in touch with what has been hidden, the parts of yourself that have been exiled by you, by your internal manager and micromanager. And like, we have parts inside of us that can be so mean to us. And, look into parts work. I find that to be super helpful. Again, that book, No Bad Parts by Richard Schwartz, very helpful to understand that we are more than one personality, more than one part. We have parts of ourselves stuck in time, stuck in childhood, and those parts have been exiled, parts that we are ashamed of, or we were scolded and told that it was bad. This is that Black Moon and Scorpio energy, the things that we were told are taboo. It's all coming up. We've got all these parts, and we're not bad. There's no bad parts, no bad parts at all. So, yes, so great to see you. Oh, thank you, Martin. I'm so glad that you caught alive. And I'm sending you all so much love. Thank you all for being here. Thank you, Steph. Thank you, Willow. Green Adventurine, that's another good one too. Yes. Always such an amazing place to share energies and give and receive messages from spirit. I love these messages are for me as well as for all of you. So I'm sending you all so much love. Thank you for being here. And hang in there through the waves of emotion. They're here to teach us something. Don't run and hide. I don't think you can. I don't think we can anyway. But we're not being scolded. We're not being punished. There's nothing to fear but fear itself. And I really see some, we had part of fortune. I see some beautiful, amazing things opening up for us all very soon. So hang in there. And until next time, take care. Love you all. Thank you. Thank you for everybody who's new too, and all the likes and everything. I truly appreciate you. All the moderators. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. And until next time, take care. Bye.